You are having lunch with Laura. I'm Laura Lee Collet, and I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for coming up on 20 years. I absolutely love it, and I've got something really fun to show you today. I missed last week, so that means I missed y'all. My grown-up kids were in from Orlando, and we played and ate and drank and had a really good time. So I'm back today, and let's get started. We are making a Kleenex box cover. This, you can use your DSP if you have scraps that big, that works. And it fits right over here. And there's your tissue. It dresses up your bathroom or your other areas. You're going to need a few tools, and I'm going to lay them out right now. You're going to need a bone folder, a pair of scissors, or paper snips, our tear and tape adhesive, our liquid adhesive, maybe a little pair of tweezers or something that you can burnish the tape with to get it going. Scotch tape, which I just put away. Let me get it back out. And then you're going to need a cut and emboss machine and some dies. Now I used an oval die to cut out the center of my box. You can use a rectangle. You can use just about anything. I just grabbed this. These are retired, but there are plenty of things you can choose from. And I found the one that was just slightly, well, if I take this off, it was slightly smaller than the hole in the Kleenex box. So it did a great job with that. Now, let me tell you everything, all the dimensionals. All the dimensions and the things that you're going to need to know to cut out your paper. I do have a host code that's right here for April. So if you'd like to place an order, please use the host code, and you can find that at the end of your when you go to checkout. Now, I have selected some DSP, and it really doesn't matter what design you use, what colors. I went by the colors that were in the designer series paper, and I chose to use Misty Moonlight. If you have a patterned paper that is one directional, you will want to be sure that you cut it like this, so that the short end would be the bottom and the top, and then all my little flowers are going up. You will need 3 pieces of cardstock. So this one measures 10.5 by 6 5/8. This one is 9 by 6 5/8. And then you need a piece for your cover that is going to be 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. Now, when you get to cutting your DSP, you're going to need 4 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 4 7/8. So if you don't know your math, you better brush up, because you're going to need to have your measurements correct for this to work out. Then you're going to use, this will be the top piece of DSP, and it's a square that measures 4 1/4 4¼ by 4¼ Okay, I'm going to put these aside right now while we're fixing this up. Okay, I'm going to start with my largest piece of Misty Moonlight. And you're going to score it like you were making a card. So half of 10½ is 5¼ So here is 5¼ Now, when you go to use your cutting, your paper trimmer, be sure your cutter is out of the way. I have done that too many times when I meant to score and I ended up cutting. And then I go kind of press down firmly and go back and forth so that you can see the score line. Alright, so I'm going to do that on both of these. And half of 9 is 4½. And again, I'm going to do back and forth a few times. The next thing you're going to do is take your 10½ piece, the larger piece, and you are going to score it at 3/4 of an inch, which is right here. And make sure that it's on the same line all the way down. I'm going to hold it here, score. I'm going to turn it sideways. Oops. Move my coffee out of the way. Okay, there we are at 3/4 of an inch. So this, on the big one, you're going to do this all the way around. So you'll do it 4 times. Oops, it helps to see when you put that up. Okay. So this one, this one is scored all the way around, if you can see that, and in the middle. Now your 9" is only going to be scored on the long sides. And I do need to give a shout out to Dawn Griffith. She was the one that I got this from. She's one of our demonstrators in Stampin' Up! And she did a great job, and I did it with my class, and they loved doing it, so I decided to share it with you. Okay. Everything's scored there. Now, on one end, this is going to be your top. And remember, your DSP is going to be like this. So you're going to score one end at 3¼ I'm sorry, at 3/4. And I will put my, I store all of my cards and 3D items and everything on a website called These Are My Stamps, and I will put that in the comments below, and you can get to where you can see all of the dimensions. Okay, so I'm through with my trimmer. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold this over and burnish it with my bone folder. Then I'm going to do this on all, oops, this is the one you only do it on 2 sides. Oh, and I needed to do, let's do this, the center line first. Then we can fold these and take your bone folder and just make a crisp line out of that. Now this side we're going to fold in the middle. Now you're, oops, I didn't put you back on my screen. I'm sorry. Okay, you may not have seen this. I don't know when I did that. So I scored that. I scored the 9-inch piece only on the long sides. And now we're on the 10-inch piece that I've folded in the middle. And now I'm going to go around and score, burnish these so that they are folded well. Now this is going to be a little bit thick, so I'm going to show you some tricks that will help it lay flatter when you go to put it all together. Okay, if you can see, there are little squares in each corner. So I'm going to trim those out. And I'm going to turn my light on over here. Now that helps a little bit. And I'm just going to snip those out. Snip this out. So you've got 4 of these. Now, I am going to cut off a little bit more at each corner, just so it folds in a little easier and isn't quite as thick. Okay, so that one is done. I've got one more thing to do here, but I'm going to do this one next. Now, because this does not have a square, you're just going to cut a little triangle off, just like we did on that other one, on all 4 sides. Okay, now you want to get a little less paper here too, so what you're going to do is just cut a little V. So you're angling on one side and angling on the other, and there you have a little V. Do it on this side. We also need to go back and do it on this side. I like to get all my cutting done at once. Okay. Now the only one we have left to do is this little one that's going to be the top. So I'm going to snip these off, and then we're ready to go. Hey, guess what? Next Thursday is our new catalog, the 24-25 catalog. So if you don't have it in your hands, you can go to my website, Stampin' at the Bird Nest, order you one, and you'll be set to go. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is, this is going to fit together like so, okay? Well, it's going to go inside actually, because you don't want that to show. All right, so I'm going to fold these 2 tabs in, and I'm going to use my tearing tape. This is double stick tape, and I'm going to put it right close to the edge. Hello. Oops, and there's one that I did not clip. Let me go back and get that one. And this one. Okay, now they're all clipped. All right, so I've got tape on the one end and tape on the other. Now, I said you might need a little tweezers, scissors. You can even use your bone folder, but I just want to burnish the end of the tape a little bit, and that makes it easier to pull up. Okay, there it comes. Well, there you are. Okay, so I'm going to butt these two up together. What are you doing there? Hang on. Get over there where you're supposed to be. Okay, so I'm looking at my little lines at the top and at the bottom. I want them to match, and I'm butting up against the other one, and I'm putting that down. Now you have one piece. Don't take this one off yet. You've got some things to do. Inside, you're going to have the bottom tabs and the top tabs. On the bottom, this is what the Scotch tape is for. You're going to take a piece, and it doesn't have to go the entire width, but you're going to take a piece of Scotch tape and tape it. Tape that little tab down. There's the next one. And that'll keep it from interfering with changing Kleenex boxes when you need to. Okay. Now, you need to decide, and you can pick any of the 4 tabs to be the one that's going to be for the top. Now, I'm decided I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to cut this off right on the score line. Could probably use a paper trimmer with a little bit of help there. Okay, that looks good on this side, and I'm going to leave that just like that for now. I'm going to go ahead and put the tape, and this time I'm going to use 2 pieces of the tearing tape. It's probably not necessary, but just to make sure that it's in there real good. Okay, now I don't want to put it down yet because I've got things to do with this. Okay, this is the side that I'm using with this paper. So, since this doesn't have a direction, it doesn't matter. And it probably wouldn't matter if it did have a direction. Okay, this is where your liquid glue comes into play. I'm going to go around the edge. And I am avoiding the middle. I'm going to show you why in just 1 second. It just keeps your dies from getting gummed up. All right, let me get my die. And I want it right in the middle, which is about right there. And I'm going to run this through the die cut. You're not going to be able to see this, but trust me, that's what I am doing. Okay. Okay, so you didn't get any glue on your die. Plus, as an added bonus, these 2 pieces can be used for tags. That's what I'm going to use them for. So I'm going to set those aside. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and use our liquid glue. All of my flowers are going the same direction. And I'm going to put a little around the edge. When I'm doing activities like this, I like using the liquid glue because you can move it around a little bit if you need to. And this fits just so you have a little edge all the way around, just like you were layering a card. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. There we go. One more. So once you have the scoring done, it goes really quickly. Oh, I wanted to show you something. At Backstage last year, or when we were in New Orleans, one of the demonstrators had, I don't know if she did it or her husband did it, but these are 3D printed, and they're to store your liquid glue upside down. Isn't that cute? And of course I got the Mardi Gras colors, green and purple and yellow. There are other things out there that you can use, but it does help because sometimes this can be a little frustrating to use. All right, now I think Ziggy's dreaming. All right, now we have put these on. We have a strip here that's going to join the two sides together. I have taped these down. I've cut this off. So what I'm going to do next, before I fold it and put it together, I'm going to burnish these little ends and come on. Sometimes you have to talk to it. Oops, that one got caught by this one that's overlapping it. Got them a little too close, but that's okay. Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about that because we got enough on there. Okay, just like when we did the side together, let me put our tools out of the way. We're going to bump this up and see how I've made the little triangles there. And just make sure that it's even. There we go. And rub that down real good. Okay? Alright. Now, you can rub these down too. Make sure that they're all done. And now we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and put my tape up here. This is what's going to hold the top. And I'm only going to use one piece on this. And I'm doing it just above the score line. Now you can either cut this or tear it like I'm doing. But it's really great tape. We have adhesives for everything and different projects. Well, this one could possibly be, used a lot with changing. And it's the boxes, and you're going to get, what am I trying to say? It could be anything that's going to have pressure on it or that is, tugged out or whatever needs this. Okay, now's the time to put it together. And let me I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this cover off and just use this one. Okay, now, and you may have to just pull it a little bit to get it right up by that score line. Okay, now let's make sure it fits. Voila, perfect. Okay, so now we just need to put the top down, and then we're done. It seems like I have a Kleenex box due to our allergies down here in every single room, and I don't want that to stick. So I have decorated my house with Kleenex box covers. Okay, so you're gonna put this down like so, and then you're going to, now one thing about this tape, it's not forgiving, so if you get it in the wrong spot, you're kind of stuck. So just carefully, you can see I missed a little piece right there. Okay, now there is our box. There's your tissue. Isn't that adorable? Now, if I was doing this, well, I have been doing them for my house, or if you lay it flat, you could sit, before you put the top on, you could put all the adhesive around, and Dawn had gotten this as a gift from someone, and all she had to do was take the tape off and put it together. But you can also put ribbon, embellishments, put some flowers, butterflies, anything you want to decorate this a little bit fancier. So, I hope that you have enjoyed today. I'm sorry I got a little late start, but we're finishing up in pretty good time. Come back next week. I'd love to see you, and I cannot wait to show you the catalog. Have a great day. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.